Hello, today we will be talking about the physical education program at Valley View Elementary School. For the purpose of this assignment, my position will be a third-year physical education teacher. Hello, my name is Claire Culbertson, and I am a third-year physical education teacher at Valley View Elementary School in Great Falls, Montana. Today, we'll be talking about 4 different topics. The first one is our PE program and what we do that is effective. The second is PE and students. We will be discussing why PE is so important in the lives of our students. The third topic is what would happen if our program is cut. And the last topic is the proposal for the next steps in our program. Our first topic is our PE program. There are 8 strategies that we have implemented that have been effective in our PE program. The first one is organization around content standards. We organize our content around the National Standards for Physical Education, also known as NASPE, and the Montana Office of Public Instruction. The second strategy we use is incorporating students' interests. Physical education should be designed around what students are interested in, not the teacher. We also strive to tailor instruction to our students' developmental stages and needs. Number 3 is prioritizing physical activity and motor skill development. In our program, we focus on students' motor skills and encourage and help students improve them through various activities. Some of the activities include baseball, football, tennis, and soccer. Number 4 teaches management skills and self-discipline. Our physical education class is well managed by myself as I evaluate students on their behavior with their peers. Number 5 is an emphasis on skill learning rather than the outcome. In our PE program, we focus on instructing students on the proper techniques before introducing the product. This allows students to be more focused on the techniques rather than the product. Number 6 is adaptive instruction. As a physical education teacher, it is important to remember that not all students are developmentally at the same level. In our program, we do the best we can to adapt instruction with students that have different developmental needs and students with disabilities. For example, students with disabilities are often paired with a peer buddy. We will discuss what a peer buddy is later in the presentation. Number 7 is promoting lifetime personal wellness. Students who are active will stay active. We strive to provide quality education that students will enjoy and will motivate them to be active in the future. Our last strategy is responsibility, procedures, and cooperation. As a teacher, I drill my students on procedures. In physical education, it is important to make sure students are safe, respectful, and responsible. Students need to be respectful of the procedures and be active with their peers respectfully and with dignity. Teamwork, building relationships, and lifelong skills is what we strive for in our program. In our program, we encourage students to work with one another and build relationships. Students who have disabilities are paired with a peer buddy. A peer buddy is someone who encourages and helps the student. Our framework for working in teams allows students to collaboratively problem solve while being respectful. In our program, we also strive to teach students skills that they will be able to carry with them throughout their life. These skills and their importance will be discussed later in this presentation. In our program, we currently have 3 goals. Our first goal is to create a welcoming and safe environment for all students and individualize instruction that meets their developmental level. This includes students with disabilities. Our second goal is to enhance students' physical and fitness skills around content standards. As a PE teacher, I make sure we are meeting the content standards and helping students enhance skills by focusing on what students can do rather than what they can't do. And our last goal is prioritizing motor skill development and promoting a lifetime of physical fitness and health. I want students leaving the physical education classroom taking what they know about fitness and activity and be able to apply it to daily life. And lastly, we want to create goals that are challenging for students, but that are also attainable. Our second topic is PE and its importance. Healthy bodies equal strong minds. The first two things we will be talking about is BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and learning and memory. Scientists have chalked up many of the positive effects of exercise to a protein called BDNF, a molecule that protects neurons and is thought to support learning and memory. We will also talk about the growth of new brain cells, blood flow, and communication. Emerging evidence from neuroscience suggests that regular physical activity promotes the growth of new brain cells, stimulates formation of blood vessels in the brain, and enhances synaptic activity and communication among brain cells. Health can be divided into two categories. The first one is physical. PE helps develop motor skills, reduces chances of obesity, diabetes, and types of cancers, and helps develop strong bones and muscles. PE also helps students create lifelong habits that will promote their well-being. On the other side, we have mental health in physical education. Physical activity can help reduce anxiety, depression, and even stress. Students who participate in physical activity develop new skills that build over time, increasing their confidence and mental health. Kids also learn that at an early age, movement makes them feel happier. Next, we will be talking about skills. This is broken up into two slides. According to Shape America, PE helps with the development of motor skills, knowledge and behaviors for active living, physical fitness, sportsmanship, self-efficacy, and emotional intelligence. In our program, we focus on improving skills to help students reach mastery. Below are 3 skills that we have learned. The first one is baseball. The skill that we learned was how to hold a bat properly. The second is tennis. Students were taught how to hold a racket properly and hit a tennis ball. And the last skill that we have learned were the different positions in basketball. Students were taught the different positions and how to play each one. Our next slide discusses lifelong skills. A recent review illustrated that students develop a range of different skills in PE. The lifelong skills that we foster are leadership, communication, problem solving, decision making, and teamwork. In our PE program, we foster these 5 skills through games such as football, soccer, tennis, and jump roping. Our third topic we will be discussing is what would happen if our program was cut. There are many disadvantages to cutting a physical education program. The first one is the burden of exercise instruction will be passed on to classroom teachers while eliminating their planning time. General education teachers are already busy enough as it is. The last thing they need is to worry about how students will be healthy individuals through physical education. The second disadvantage to cutting physical education is behavior. Giving students breaks for physical activity throughout the school day can significantly increase on-task behavior. Physical education can help decrease disruptive behavior and increase on-task behavior. Next is how it will affect students' health and development of motor skills. Some students only receive activity in school. If our program is cut, students' health will decrease along with the physical activity in and out of school. Next is the lack of communication about after-school sports if the PE program is cut. As mentioned before, general education teachers will have to communicate with parents about after-school sports. That responsibility should be put on physical education teachers. The last disadvantage is in regards to healthy eating habits. Physical education teachers have many roles, and this is one of them. The question is who will teach students about healthy eating habits if physical education is cut? Next is a quote by Craig Volamos that I found very eye-opening. It says, "You would be replacing a trained and fully credentialed PE teacher with someone who might have taken one class during their liberal studies coursework." Our last topic we will be discussing is our next steps for our PE program. Our next steps surround involvement. The first chunk of involvement is in regards to parents. I would like to get parents involved in the physical education world. I can do this by communicating with faculty about the possibility of community game nights. Parents can also be more than welcome to volunteer during their child's designated PE time to see what we do and the importance of physical education in our school. Next, we have involvement through the community. I would like to get the community involved in providing opportunities for students after school. This can include the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club, as these are two community resources that play a role in physical activity. Lastly is faculty. As a PE teacher, I can provide faculty with professional development to help them learn more about the importance of physical education in students' lives. And lastly, the biggest next step is collaboration. I would like to start collaborating with general education teachers to incorporate what students are learning academically in the PE class. I would like to thank you for attending this presentation about the importance of our physical education program here at Valley View Elementary. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you.